It's the Cornermen Radio Live with BARZINI and BOXINGEYE. Shout out to the whole LDBC. All right, let's talk about this mega pay-per-view card on SHOWTIME, December 1st, supposedly at Staples Center, LA, California. And we got this mega card, yo. LA Times, Lance Pugmire put this article out here. He put it out to the media. He made this card, showed the card for everybody to see, man. I'm so hype about this. I've been excited since I've seen this card. So it's Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, Gervonta Davis versus Abner Mares, Gary Russell Jr. versus Leo Santa Cruz. And I think I'm gonna do a little spoiler. I'm just thinking here. I don't know if it's really true, but I have another fight for y'all supposedly might be on this card, and it's Joyce versus Adam Kownacki, man. What's your take on all this? Tell me what's your feelings on this mega card.
I would like that Joyce Kownacki card, man. Damn, that would be shit. It's already a A+ card in my eyes, man. I mean, it's a really good pay-per-view. It makes everything worth it. You know, you got Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell. We've been wanting that fight for a long time. You know, Gervonta, hopefully he can showcase his skills and, you know, maybe he can, you know, put Abner Mares away. And then, of course, you got Deontay Wilder, man. You know, always entertaining. You know, never disappoints. And Tyson Fury, one of the best shit talkers in the game. I mean, I can't wait. You know what I mean? Definitely fight party. Shit, when you told me today, because, you know, you hit me up, and I was like, oh, shit. You know, we have been talking the past couple of weeks thinking that we mentioned Gary Russell and Santa Cruz. That would be perfect for the undercard. You know what I mean? Unification fight. Just fits on that card perfectly. Man, it's A+ card. I don't know how you can, as a boxing fan, how can you not be, you know, happy about this card? You know what I mean? A lot can happen in all these fights. You know, shit. It's not a foregone conclusion. You know what I mean? Wilder could possibly get outboxed, or he's gonna get the knockout, like most people think. Leo Santa Cruz, he could outwork Gary Russell, but you know, it might take but after 12, he might need more than 12 rounds, like he did with Frampton. You know what I mean? I think of him and Gary Russell fought 10 times. I know Santa Cruz can get the best of him, but that first fight, it might take him a little while to figure out, you know, that quickness and, you know, the boxing ability of Gary Russell. So that's interesting. So it's just a good card, man. That's all I got to say. Real good. That's it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna start off with the first fight. Gervonta Davis versus Abner Mares. We saw Gervonta Davis fought Cuellar. We saw Abner Mares beat Cuellar as well. Now, Abner Mares is moving up to 130. We saw the battle with them on Twitter and Instagram. We saw this whole charade. We even saw Gervonta Davis. He said some comments that a lot of people got upset about. But I don't need to talk about that. That's not about the fight. I like the thing about this fight is Abner Mares doesn't belong with Tank. You know what I mean? He doesn't belong to be with Tank because my thing is he got knocked out by Johnny Gonzalez in the first round, got his belt taken away from him. Santa Cruz beat him twice. the only significant good win that I know of is the Quellier fight. And that's it for me. You know what I mean? Most people are more high on Abner Mares, can tell you that he's a 3-division champion and all this, etc. But I didn't get a chance to see that. I don't know who was the top guys at that division back then. You know what I mean? I was out of touch in boxing for a long time. You know what I mean? When I started to catch up is when he got knocked out by Johnny Gonzalez. So I just think Gervonta Davis is going to beat the dog shit out of Abner Mares. You know what I mean? And yes, we can give credit to Abner Mares that he's stepping up, showing he has no fear to fight anyone. He's bossing up right now. But I don't give you credit just because you're willing to fight. This is your job. You're supposed to be willing to fight. You know what I mean? And I don't give you props because you're stepping up to fight Davis because you want a money fight. You know what I mean? It's in L.A., and Gervonta Davis is going to beat your ass. And, you know what I'm saying? I could bet anybody who's willing to bet me on that fight. You know what I mean? Gervonta Davis is going to beat his ass. He likes fighting little guys who ain't worthy, and he think Abner Mares is not worthy. What's your take on that?
I mean, I agree. Abner Mares is a name for Gervonta. You know, I will say Abner Mares is a tough guy, though. You know, you can't take that away from him. You know, he got caught in the first round against Johnny Gonzalez, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, don't be surprised, because you got a very experienced guy in Abner Mares. If he's able to give some good work to Gervonta, but at the end of the day, I mean, Gervonta is too powerful, man. That's why he's tank. He's tank, man. He's gonna fucking, once he starts piecing him up, I don't know if Abner Mares can withstand it. You know what I mean? He's not natural. You know, Gervonta at that weight class, like, it's not what you really want to do. You know, being towards the end of your career, moving up a weight against a young, sharp dude like Gervonta. I mean, but it's a little payday for him, probably. You know, that's really all I got. I mean, that fight is just like, to me, it's like to see Tank, you know, just get his nut off. You know what I mean? Basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. That's it. You know what I mean? Then it leads up, since it's on a pay-per-view, it's straight. Then it leads into the 50-50 fight, Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz. And then that leads into the heavyweight championship of the world. So it's straight.
All right, let's talk.
It's straight for what card it's on.
Yeah, it's straight.
Now that we see what card it's on.
Card.
Yeah.
It's supposed to help sell out in L.A., and it's good that Wilder's going to be in L.A. because I don't think Wilder's ever fought in the L.A. He maybe needs some West Coast fan base to build himself, his market. He fought in Vegas with the Bermain Stavern, and he fought in New York. He got that. So he's just building a broader fan base on himself. So let's go into the best fight of this card. This is why I was already going to buy the Wilder pay-per-view because I want to support Wilder. That's it. That's the only reason. But the one fight that really sold me in, that really is going to make me like, yes, oh my God, let me see this fight, is a fight we've been talking about for years, back and forth. We got so many videos on that subject, so much. Gary Russell, WBC champion with one loss. Leo Santa Cruz with one loss, the WBA champion in a mega unification. Gary Russell right now at featherweight at 126 is the most feared fighter at featherweight. Nobody wants to step in the ring with this man. He has had this belt, beat Johnny Gonzalez with this belt, and nobody in the willing to jump in the ring. I haven't seen Leo Selby jumped in, Abner Mares jumped in with Russell. None of these fights. So Gary saying he only gonna fight once because these guys don't want to fight me. The best guys at 126 don't want to fight me. He don't even really care about fighting. This is something he always wanted. He wanted Leo Santa Cruz. He wants a unification fight. This is going to make Gary be an active fighter again. When is the last time we seen Gary Russell in 2 fights in a year? That is crazy to see that Gary Russell is going to be back for 2 times in a year, bro. And he really wants this fight. You know, most people know that Cruz don't really want it. He can fight anybody and make his millions. You know what I'm saying? He can do the trilogy with Carl Frampton. He can do the winner of Josh Warrington and Carl Frampton. He can do Oscar Valdez. You know the Mexican fans is going to tune into that epic war. But the thing about the Santa Cruz is a lot of people been critical on Cruz because he hasn't fought. And I don't really mean to bring the race thing, but he hasn't stepped up the plate and fight a black prime fighter. Same thing people said about Floyd. He didn't fight a black prime fighter. You know what I mean? Somebody who's racking up wins. Somebody who seems destructible. Somebody who's just nobody wants to get in the ring with. This is the fight, man. Santa Cruz is bossing up right now. I know Espinoza was trying to make this fight. I'm just happy it's getting made, bro. I don't care. It's the best fight out featherweight. Number 1 versus number 2. Sign me up. I've been thinking for years I was saying Gary Russell. But now seeing it with Gary Russell and Joseph Diaz in May, I was like, nah, there's no way he beating Santa Cruz. No way. I want Gary Russell to win, but I'm putting my money on Santa Cruz. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I have my money on Santa Cruz because I feel like Gary is not going to be able to get through that jab, and he's not going to outpoint. I just don't believe he's going to outbox Leo Santa Cruz. His footwork, he doesn't use foot and lateral movements with his fights. If he could have used his footwork, now we can make a better discussion for Gary Russell case. But since he doesn't use lateral movement and moves around the ring, I just feel like Santa Cruz is going to have the edge. Gary likes to stay in the pocket. He might switch on you and move in angles, but he's not going to use lateral move. I think Santa Cruz is just going to throw 1,000 punches, and he's going to steal the rounds. He's going to use his furies. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be a war. I tell you this much, it's going to be a war, and we're going to get our money worth. What's your thoughts?
Well, coming off of that Canelo Triple G, man, you know, Leo Santa Cruz is that real Mexican style that everybody talk about. That's Mexican style. But, you know, and then Gary Russell, he's that slick black fighter. And, but I will say that Leo is, he's been in there with a slick fighter like Carl Frampton. There's no doubt that Carl Frampton has skills. So, super skills. And, you know, Leo Santa Cruz didn't use his jab. You know, he thought he was just going to outwork Frampton in that first fight. And he found himself just getting schooled a little bit. You know, Frampton clearly won that first fight. And I had picked Santa Cruz, and I picked him in the first fight. He lost. I picked him in the second fight. Because I felt like he could just his work rate, and he was going to make adjustments and just get into his range and get to where he needed to be to throw those punches on Frampton better in the second fight. And he did that by using a jab and boxing himself a little bit. You know, Santa Cruz can box too, but he just, you know, he likes to bang. He likes to get inside and just straight work you, just touch you up. Now, he got to be careful doing that to Gary because Gary's sharp down the pipe from the southpaw stance with the 1-2. You know, sneaking. I mean, Gary can throw everything. He's got it all in his arsenal. You know what I'm saying? He'll tap you with a left to the body break, then and come back with an uppercut, step to the side. You know what I mean? He just piece you up quick. You know, Cruz obviously got a good chin, so I'm not really worried about him getting knocked out. I don't think, but Cruz don't have that much power, so I don't think he can. He could probably batter Gary Russell and maybe have him stop late, but I mean, I don't see that either. I just see I see some sharp shots. Gary Russell landed some sharp shots early, but I do think Cruz can grab the momentum late. My thing is this: if Russell's gonna win, if they're gonna, this fight we might end up getting 2 fights, just like the Frampton. Like if Gary Russell's gonna win, if Cruz didn't learn his lesson in that first Frampton fight, he might, you know what I'm saying? Like he could start late and lose on the cards, and then it's tough, man. Because we see how decent Joseph Diaz did pretty good against Gary Russell. So it's gonna be close, man. It's gonna be close. But I've been picking Santa Cruz since day one, so I gotta stick with them. My thing is like Gary, you know, Gary could win the first fight. It's a matter of like in boxing, it's you know, it's not basketball. It's not the best of 7. Like if this was the best of 7, I know Santa Cruz gonna win more times than Gary Russell. But Gary can go in there and just put on that one good performance. I'm telling you, he can go in there and just be sharp that night, turning them 1-2 in the pocket, just like stalling Santa Cruz with the 1-2, holding, doing a little holding, doing a little Devin Alexander versus Marcos Maidana. You know what I'm saying? Depending on if the referee lets him do that. So very tough fight to predict. But I've been a big fan of Santa Cruz, so I'm gonna stick with Santa Cruz. But I'm ready to enjoy that fight. It's going to be interesting. I think a lot of the fans are going to be a lot of the people that pay for the pay-per-views, that bought the Floyd Mayweather pay-per-views, you know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, there's that dude Santa Cruz again. You know what I mean? Because he was coming up on a lot of Floyd's undercards, so, you know what I mean? And he's a world champion now, so get a nice treat. But, yeah, I'm going to rock with Santa Cruz. That's it.
Yeah, and another thing is DMV versus LA. And I just see one DMV fighter going out with a rack with the win with Davis, and I see Leo Santa Cruz winning for LA. You know what I mean? And that's another reason why I think Leo going to win, because it's going to be in LA. You know what I mean? But let's do the element of surprise of the matchup I said earlier. Dan Raphael reported on his chat that Adam Kownacki has a big fight under the Wilder Fury undercard. And me and Box and I was talking about, who could it be? Is it Ortiz? I doubt it. We thought about Dominic the Brazilian, but since they're paying for all these guys, I doubt they can pay Luis Ortiz and Dominic Brazilian to fight Adam Kownacki to afford him on this card. Now, we know Richard Schaefer loves to promote Mikey, Santa Cruz, and Mares and the LA cards. So we know Richard Schaefer is going to be a part of this card. And Joyce been looking for a big fight. He's fighting on September 30th. He's supposed to win that. And I think Joyce is going to be Adam Kownacki. Even Adam Kownacki said on the post-fight on Charles Martin, he wants to rack up a few more wins before he fight the elite competition. So I think this fight was going to happen. It's a perfect matchup to build Joyce for Richard Schaefer. You know what I mean? Adam Kownacki is going to another good fight for Adam Kownacki, you know what I mean, to build his resume? Or does Joyce become a superstar and people got to pay attention to this guy who's only has 5 fights and 6 fights in September 30th on the Molina Ortiz fight. So his 7th fight will be on the Wilder Fury card. So it's going to be a beautiful situation. I know it's supposed to be a war. I do not know who's going to win this fight, but I assure you this fight will be a war. I'm sure you we will get our money's worth on that fight as well. And I really wanted to see a heavyweight card for the Wilder to build a heavyweight resume, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not mad at this card at all. I love this card. If Joyce and Adam Kownacki's the fight, sign me up. Sign me up right now. Let's make it happen because I really want to watch it. Well, what's your take on this fight?
Shit, man, that'd be I think it's too good to be true. That'd be an excellent appetizer because, honestly, I haven't seen Joyce, but I've seen some interviews. I've seen the hype. I've seen Richard Schaefer talking about him. I know he's another big heavyweight from the UK. I'm not even sure he's trained by he only got like my thing is like he only got 7 fights, and I know he's been calling people out. You know, I see what he's been doing. We just haven't got around to watching him. And unless they gave up on Kownacki or they're taking because what if, Richard Schaefer pumping this dude like, one day he's going to get a shot at Wilder or Joshua, or whoever's got the belts. To throw him in with Kownacki, I mean, they're either super confident. Shit. It'd just be interesting. It'd be like, wow, damn. You know what I mean? No one would, it's not usually how things work in boxing, especially nowadays. So I would be shocked, absolutely shocked, if this was the first fight on this pay-per-view card. But it would package the whole card together perfectly if they made this fight. It would just make this card an A++. It's already an A in my book. You got a unification fight at featherweight, one of the most talented divisions in boxing. Heavyweight divisions back on the rise. Gervonta, one of the hottest young rising stars. And then you put Joyce and Kownacki. I mean, shit. Because one day one of them are going to get a shot at the title. You'd have to think, But be very interesting. I mean, I don't see it happening. You ask me, I just can't possibly envision that. But, they probably want to build Joyce's resume up a little bit, right? You would think they want him to, 15-0, 16-0, shit like that. Kownacki's dangerous, even though he looked real vulnerable late against Charles Martin. But, yeah, we'll see, man. Mark it down. What is that, December 1st, the pay-per-view?
Yeah. So, all right. So let's get into the main event. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury lost over 100 pounds. His 3rd fight in 1 year. What a great story for being back out of 2 years and a half. Got suspended. Was tested with cocaine abuse. I don't know. I've been hearing rumors of him being on he was juicing. I don't know how accurate that is. But just a great story. You know what I mean? I wish we had the Tyson Fury who beat Klitschko, right? Man, I'm saying now we could have been saying, yo, Tyson Fury and Wilder, this was supposedly be the heavyweight fight. Before we was thinking about Joshua and anything, we thought about Wilder and Tyson Fury. They were the guys. You know what I mean? Joshua has all of Tyson Fury belts. So I just believe right now Tyson Fury hasn't proved to me because his last two matchups, like let's get into his first fight. The guy he carried him like he was carried his opponent like he was getting to marry him or something, right? Then they kissed on the lips in the ring, like the guy looked like this. It just looked like a circus to me. I just didn't believe the guy came to fight Tyson Fury. He just was so fascinated about Tyson Fury that, man, I get to share the ring with Tyson Fury. I don't believe he came there to really beat Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? This was a really circus, and he looked it terrible. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry. I have to be honest. His second fight, the dude takes on the weigh-in and the face-off, the dude takes a selfie during the weigh-in with Tyson Fury. This dude showing me he don't want to fight Tyson Fury. He's a fan. He's a fanboy. He wanted to be close with Tyson Fury. We're not going to play this game like those guys wanted to fight. They didn't want to beat him. They wanted to share the ring with him. They wanted to get a paycheck, and they wanted to be in the ring. Yeah, I fought the greatest heavyweight champion, or I fought the number one champion. You know what I'm saying? The Lineum champ. I just believe that, man. It was just a sideshow. But I'm glad, I'm glad Tyson Fury is back. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at Tyson Fury being back. I just believe he should have fought a top 10. Not a guy who was going to knock him out, not a serious risk, but a top 10 risk fighter, like a top 10 with less risk. Like a guy like Tony Bellew, he only fought one heavyweight, right? He's not a heavyweight. He got knocked out at light heavyweight. He got a belt at cruiserweight, and cruiserweight, most people don't think anything about the cruiserweight division. So a guy like that who doesn't really, not a heavyweight, I think that would have been a good matchup for him. Another fight would have been him and Joseph Parker. Guys who I know is not going to beat Tyson Fury because they don't have no power. You know what I mean? I feel like Tyson Fury would then circle around these guys. But that's neither nor. He didn't fight those guys, so I can't go back on it. We have to go on the matchup. I just believe Tyson Fury is going to get knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's where you going to land, on your face, your back, your side, or out of the ring. You're not going to me, I don't believe you're going to then circle around Wilder. Not right now, because you fighting those two guys doesn't make me believe in you. I would have believed in you in 2015, but this is not 2015. This is 2018, and Wilder's going to knock you clean the fuck out. And we going to wake you up like Friday. Like, what happened to that boy? You know what I'm saying? I just believe Tyson Fury, man. I think he made a mistake. He signed his life away, and he's going to get knocked the fuck out. At least you can say, I got knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? By Deontay Wilder like everybody else do. So, what's your take on it?
Well, Wilder's got a lot of momentum going into this fight. But Tyson Fury is thinking, him and his team are thinking, well, guess what? We don't have any pressure right now. You know, all the pressure's on Wilder. This is his first pay-per-view. We're the B-side. We don't need to make it entertaining. Like, he's got to come to knock us out. You know, it's his job to beat Mike Tyson and knock us out. But Fury and his team are going to be like, they don't care. He's known to be a boring fighter after Klitschko. The only thing he cares about is getting the win. If he lands 10 punches, Wilder lands 3, and he gets the win in the 12-round fight, and it's the most boring fight, he doesn't give a fuck. You're going to make some money against Joshua. But him and his team are obviously plotting. Let's get our distance. Let's establish the jab. Let's stay the fuck away from this dude's quick-ass right hand. You know what I'm saying? We stayed away from Klitschko's right hand, but Klitschko's right hand is slower. It might be more accurate, but that shit is slower than Wilder's right hand. So he got to be ready. You know what I mean? Everybody's talking about, oh, he got dropped by Cunningham. Cunningham threw a looping right hand. You know, Wilder doesn't really. He does throw looping right hands, but you can see it coming. Like, you can't see Wilder straight right. That's a missile. But, you know, Fury's going to be pawing the jab. He's really tall, so he can just, you know what I mean, use that praying mantis type of, like, you know, pushing to, like, keep the distance to try to make it a born fight. Because that's all he has to do is make it a born fight. He don't give a fuck about anybody that's buying the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? I could see Wilder getting frustrated in there, trying to swing for the fences. So, and that's what Fury wants him to do, you know what I'm saying? Because the mentality of this is Wilder's trying to be a pay-per-view star, and he has all the potential to be the next pay-per-view star. He's been getting the best numbers on Showtime. He's going on TV. He's got charisma. He's got a great story. He's a great personality. He's like the perfect heavyweight champion of the world for America. And he's got mad pressure on him, though, bro. If he blows this could be ugly. You know what I mean? If he makes this, if this fight is boring, he doesn't get the knockout, you know, because people are going to look at him like there's going to actually be casual people that probably buy that, mostly hardcore people, but let's just say the casual people, let's say they sell this and promote this beautifully because people are going to look, this guy Tyson, or this guy Deontay Wilder's 40-0 with 30 knockouts. Damn, I haven't watched boxing since the 90s. Some people that are going to be buying it. Damn, he better knock him out. Well, this guy Tyson Fury is known to be boring. You know, they might not tell people that. So this is a real interesting pay-per-view. I'm rooting for Wilder to go in there and fucking, you know what I mean, do what Klitschko couldn't do. There was opportunities where Klitschko, when he got inside, but Klitschko doesn't know how to fight inside. You know, Wilder gets crazy on the inside. He'll throw like a jumping uppercut, step back. So I don't know. Fury is going to get stormed. You know, I don't know if that whole thing, the whole style he had against Klitschko, I just can't see that working for him against the athletic LeBron James Wilder. The young, but his skinny, he's fucking quick as shit with his feet, his hands. He's got hands as fast as a welterweight, a heavyweight, power like a god, and the wildness will probably help him against Fury. You know, Fury's gonna be looking to hold that first, push, like really stick his jab out where Wilder, like, I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough, you know what I mean? Fury can move around a little bit. It's tough to see anything. You know, his team, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna try to make this a boring fight. But, you know, the only way, if Wilder chooses to, like, oh, let me, you know, box with this dude, that would be a mistake. I think Wilder should just, you know, seek the knockout, get wild. If we want to, you know, if he's going to, this is the fight he needs to get wild in, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. He needs to be reckless against Fury. Don't let Fury think in there, because Fury likes to think. If you want to sit there and box with Fury, he might box your ears off. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that dude think. You know what I mean? He's been boxing from a young kid. His hands are natural. You know, you're wild and powerful. You know, do what you do best. And that's what I got. So I can't wait, man. It's a good fight, and it's going to be Wilder's coming out party. As long as he succeeds with a beautiful knockout, knocks a tree out, he could be the next great heavyweight American heavyweight champion of the world. No doubt about it. So that's my take. Yep. Got a lot of pressure on him that night.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
So we just wrapped up the pay-per-view. Like, subscribe, comment, click the icon bell. All right.